it's finally come down to this. A day that I always thought was too impossible to come true. Years of work that people have put into the site may all have just been for nothing. Those who make a living off of this site have and are still planning on quitting. YouTube has finally censored everything that is popular on this platform, except from at least toy channels. The big boys and girls of YouTube have decided to change their terms of service once again, and some of the things that are deemed advertiser unfriendly are causing up quite a stir in all the communities. Even fans of big YouTubers are feeling sympathetic and taking the mick out of the new terms of service. First off, when talking about the content that is deemed advertiser unfriendly, I'll talk about the things that seem actually advertiser unfriendly. So the first rule I'll talk about is violence, including display of serious injury and events related to violent extremism. This one is a 50-50 rule, and I'm only really talking about the latter half of this, as that half does make sense. See, I was watching Leafy's video the other day, and as he was reading the rules, he gave pros and cons to at least most of the rules. And when he read the violence rule, he brought up the topic of ISIS and how that it should be deemed advertiser unfriendly, say for their videos where they are either killing someone or other styles of videos that they do that are very violent. And that is something I completely agree on. And on top of that, the video should also be taken down, of course. Now, for serious injury. With serious injury, it makes sense as long as, you know, people's body parts are missing. I mean, it's not like, oh, I've got a massive cut, I'm showing this to the camera. That's just someone showing you a cut. I mean, like, come on, YouTube. The second rule that I believe makes sense is about the promotion of drugs and regulated substances, including selling, use or abuse of such items. This definitely makes sense, especially as a lot of non-medicinal drugs or variants of drugs have become illegal, and if anybody should showcase such a thing, it should even be reported, really. Now we move on to the shit, and almost literally to, as I read through the advertiser quote-unquote unfriendly material. Now to begin, we have sexually suggestive content including partial nudity and sexual humour. Due to how vague this is, it seems to mean that my good old friend who is Liam can no longer vlog the moment he wakes up, shirtless and with only his underwear on. Instead, he will have to wake up, grab a cup of coffee, find his clothes, put them on, and then start a vlog. YouTube don't care how harmless it seems. This also means no jokes about Little John wanting to play. They'll just have to be a boring old fart, it seems. Now, going back to violence, I can safely say a very big chunk of this site includes video games which contain violence in them. So, say if I was to go on a surprise 69 kill streak on COD, I'd be breaking 2 rules? I don't know. Now I'm moving on to the actual shit of this, and this is where the literal shit comes in. We can no longer use bad language or profanity or vulgar language. It doesn't really make sense, seeing as 90% of the whole of YouTube is contained by YouTubers who swear in pretty much 9 out of 10 of the videos. So with this, it's kind of like destroying every single YouTuber that there is to be known. I mean, I'm not really one for swearing, especially on this channel, but still, it's just a bit stupid how this is going on with the whole not being able to swear, not being able to make jokes that involve, like, language and profanity, or basically even showcase anything that has language or profanity, it seems. Again, the rules are very vague, and it's just, again, I feel very stupid. The last one, which is on controversial topics, which you can just read yourself, it'll be up on screen, it's quite a biggie, is basically saying that we can't really wish the best of those who are out on war, be them your family, be them friends, be people that you've looked up to and aren't really family or friends, but you feel very strongly about them, like they're your hero. Or for those people who are facing mental problems, which I will get onto in a second, or even mourn the dead from the time, even if examples of how sick the event was is not shown. It just doesn't compute. Now moving on to sensitive subjects such as mental problems, which I talked shortly about earlier. There is this one YouTuber that I highly respect called Boogie2988 or 2988, which has suffered from depression due to his upbringing, really, and he once did a video about taking his own life, or almost taking his own life, and YouTube recently unmonetized that because of it being about a sensitive subject. And even though it was his sensitive subject and he wanted to talk about it, it still doesn't seem right for YouTube to not exactly take the video down, but take the monetization off that video, as it's his own life story and he has every right to express his emotions with what has happened. And like I'm saying, it's just sick for YouTube to do something like that. I'm gonna just end the video here now. I don't want to get too into it because it doesn't seem like I'm affected as much as most other people, but I still feel, and my heart is with all those YouTubers that are starting to get really angry and really upset with the situations that are going on with YouTube and their new terms of service. And it's even got to a point where people are doing like hashtags on Twitter about YouTube is over and the end of YouTube party or something like that. But yeah, just to say my opinion, I don't think this is right, and I think YouTube should put their ideas up and, you know, change it so it's going back to more of its old style, but maybe adding caps onto things where the ads for a certain video are different to another person's video depending on what content they're inside. I mean, if YouTube can unmonetize these videos due to language and stuff, I mean, I'm guessing they can at least have some system that puts ads on certain filters and ads on other filters. But yeah, so I've been Matt Goes Mats. If you liked the video and agree with the fact that this is an awful situation, just please leave a like. If you think that this is a right turn for YouTube, then just leave a dislike. But other than that, subscribe if you want to see more content. I do Call of Duty, and I have done a couple of those Battlefield 1 open beta videos, and I think one should be up by now. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and as always, see you freaks later.